While the oil and gas industry wrestles with changing market conditions, as you all have testified to, our nation also happens to be in the midst of a clean energy revolution. In Massachusetts alone, jobs in the clean energy sector have grown by 75% since 2010, and it is now an $11 billion industry across the entire Commonwealth. Nationally, we reached a significant milestone this past March when over 10% of all electricity came from wind and solar. In many individual states, the percentage of electricity generated by wind and solar is even higher. Our nation's public lands stand to play a significant role in this transition to clean energy. The Obama administration's Bureau of Land Management approved permits on public lands for utility-scale solar facilities, wind farms, and geothermal plants, and set a goal of approving projects that would generate 20,000 megawatts of clean energy by 2020. I believe this committee and the new administration should also be working to ensure that our public lands are supporting renewable energy development where it is appropriate and in an all-of-the-above framework to help decarbonize our electric grid, support job creation, and increase royalty payments to federal taxpayers and local communities. Ms. McGregor, and welcome back to the committee. On this issue of supporting renewables, the Bureau of Land Management's fiscal year 18 budget request includes a $13 million cut to renewable energy programs. This is money that was budgeted for activities such as public outreach and stakeholder engagement, lease sales, and making sure that permits are reviewed in a timely manner. Your written testimony outlines the many steps that this administration is taking to rush approvals of oil and gas development, but no similar steps for renewable development. How will you ensure that renewable energy projects have the proper funding and staff levels to ensure similarly timely reviews? And are you considering setting similar targets as the Obama administration did for renewable energy development?
Thank you for the question. We are definitely supportive, this administration, of all energy jobs. We're not engaged in picking winners or losers in any way. So when it comes to clean energy, which of course is very important to you, we are remaining supportive of those projects that have already been permitted and will continue to be permitted on federal land in the appropriate areas where it's already been determined. In my opening statement, when I said that we have 18,000 megawatts of approved renewable energy, much of that is still remaining to be installed. So we are aware that there will be permitting and continued work with the Bureau of Land Management to allow these projects to move forward in a responsible manner. I believe by focusing on our permitting process in general and making sure that we're looking at efficiencies across the board, it will benefit all energy producers on federal lands, including renewable energy producers.
So you're abiding by the Obama administration goals, is that correct?
We will ensure that renewable energy is permitted in an appropriate and smart time frame.
And are you setting new goals for the Trump administration in this area?
The Trump administration and the Secretary have been very clear on their priorities moving forward, and I think it's restoring balance on federal lands, which includes all energy. And you know, based on some of the acreage and numbers that we're looking at that were taken care of in the last administration when it comes to oil and natural gas, we're still trying to dig out of a little bit of a hole there to restore that balance. But yes, we will prioritize all energy jobs on federal lands.
Well, the Trump administration has touted its all-of-the-above energy strategy, but renewables are frequently admitted, and I think even though you're looking to see through the Obama permits, you're not aggressively looking for additional ones. I do think a responsible energy production does call for a more thought-through plan as to how to maintain some balance, given the extraordinary job opportunities that we've certainly seen in Massachusetts and that I'm sure present a real opportunity across this country. Professor Squillace, in your experience, are fossil fuels given preferential treatment in terms of development on public lands?
Well, it varies from administration.
Push your button, please.
Oh, thank you. Sorry about that. It varies from each administration, I would say, but I think the
budget proposal from the Trump administration seems to clearly favor fossil fuels over renewable energy, and so that is one indication. What I would say about that more broadly is that the United States has a responsibility to address the problem of climate change in the long term going forward. And if it's going to do that, it needs to manage the decline of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels are going to decline because of market conditions, irrespective of the other issues that we've been talking about. But we need to manage that decline in a responsible way, because if we don't, we're going to see the kinds of economic dislocations that we've seen already with the coal industry and that we're likely to see going forward with oil and gas. As I said,
Gentleman's time has expired. Gentleman's time has expired.
Thank you.
I thank the gentleman.